All right. We're going to wait, see what happens. It appears that I am back to as normal as I ever get. Excuse me, guys. Cat says, there you are. Yep, there I am, back to somewhat as normal as I get. Might just be you and me here, Cat. Um, let me bring up very quickly my online version of the course. We're going to talk a minute. I might read what I wrote. Today, Kat says I'm okay with that. Thank you. So I have no one scheduled for the entirety of the week, except for our regulars. Does present me an opportunity to trust, see what happens. But I have to admit, it also gives a little bit of anxiety. Working hard to move in another direction. Lesson 44. What a beautiful lesson. Hi, Anna. Anna, thanks for finding us. Good morning, Yogi. Good morning, everyone. Appreciate you being here. It's sort of a messed up live stream. Lesson 44 says, God is the light in which I see. In order to see, you must recognize the light is within and not without. So important. The light is within. Hey, Darren. Hey, Sniper. The light is within and not without. Meaning it's present in everyone. Let me read what I wrote. You guys let me know what you think. It's titled Light. Hey, Mason. Love illuminates, and this is the light God wishes me to see. We all shine from within, with no exceptions, although we certainly do hide our own light from the world. Of course, this limits our vision and makes it all but impossible for us to recognize the same light is in another. Yet this is also how we regain the clarity of our vision, seeking to see the holiness that shines from within, the very essence of Namaste, that there is a divinity in all beings that's constantly being offered in a loving exchange. So it seems like the most difficult of people are truly our friends, providing us a light of service, our own holiness shining brightly from the eyes of another, but only if we wish to truly see. As love is always a light, God wishes me to know. The most difficult people are our friends. Sorry, shoes. That changes everything. If we really want to know it, if we accept it, and more importantly, if we look, if we practice. These people, Carlos Castaneda calls our petty tyrants, are really just people who maybe annoy us on occasion, or people who actually offend us so deeply that we want to avoid them. They're our greatest teachers. The same light of divinity that is within you is within them. But we have such a hard time. We've hidden it so deeply from ourselves that it's almost impossible for us to find it. We don't believe it. So we go to churches. So we worship all the things we think God is. This is why in the Course they say, we say God is, and then we fall silent. Because anything that we say afterwards would just be a symbol of a symbol, twice removed. Whereas the Tao says the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. Where are we? Hope you're having a good day, Mason. Daniel, hope you're having a good too. Hey, Stitzy. So, man, if we've hidden our own truth, our own light, our own divinity so deep within, how are we ever going to find it? We can sit in meditation, which I do every day. Hey, Carl Lewis. We can go to church, which some people do. Meditation, man, I don't know what to say about meditation. I'm a meditation teacher, and that certainly works. It calms the mind. It allows us to see for that light to emerge, and then we shine it to the world. It gets easier and easier. However, that path that's offered by those most difficult people, that's the quickest and surest route in finding our own light. When our buttons are pushed, when we're disturbed, when anything happens. Sissy says, Yogi, I'm going to send you something in a couple minutes. There's no sound. Can anyone else hear me? All right, Sissy says the sound is great. I'm sorry, Anna. Cypher says sound is okay this end. Great. It's okay now. Good, I'm glad, Anna. Thanks for letting me know. So, man, imagine if we made Adidas. Imagine if we made that conscious effort. If we just took for granted what all the mystics say, that there is a light of divinity within us, the whole essence of Namaste. The light within me recognizes and salutes the light within you. Sniper says, Nike, are we naming shoes? Are we naming the shoes that I'm putting on? Actually, today is a Skechers day. Skechers makes a comfortable shoe that slides on nicely. Not my favorite shoe, though. I have, what do I have? 2 or 3 pair of Nikes. I do have 1 pair, 2 pair of Adidas. But most of my shoes, oh, Kat says, no, it was an accident. Thunderplay says, where are you from? From the east coast of the United States. So imagine if, again, the most difficult people are here to teach us, not a lesson, but how to find ourselves, how to find the light that is within each other. This is why the Course said that everyone who comes to our life, every form of attack, is a cry for help or an appeal for love. And what do you do? What do you do when a brother, a sister, is asking for help or for love? What it seems we do most of the time now is refuse. We say, no, it's too difficult. You're the wrong political party. You're the wrong color. You're the wrong faith. You're the wrong height. You're the wrong whatever. You don't have enough hair. You have too much hair. You have hair growing in the wrong places. Imagine that. Hey, Sissy. Cat says, incoming from Sissy. Yes. Is there something you want me to play now? I'm happy to. Hey, Jeff. Didn't you come in before with that same comment, Slimus? Hey, Solana, how are you? Sissy says you can. You leaving, Cat? Cat is off to work. Sissy says I wanted you to hear it before I publish it as unlisted on YouTube. All right. Here we go, guys. Gonna start. Here we go. He rolls up his sleeves as the sun starts to bend. Beams still dancing like an old faithful friend. He blesses each soul with a look in the eye. And somehow that look says we never really die. He said namaste about 1,000 times, but still there's another hug down the line. Every heart he's touched starts to sigh. No one wants to say goodbye. It's the yogi's longest goodbyes. He waits then stays as the light fills the sky. Each breath a prayer, each word a lullaby. Love lingers long in the yogi's goodbye. He talks about peace, but he laughs like a child. Tells one more story and they're spellbound and wild. Even the birds wake before they take flight. They know he'll bless them before he slips out of sight. Hands in prayer he bows once more. Then someone brings tea and he sits on the floor. Hours pass easy as truth softly flies through the yogi's longest goodbyes. It's the yogi's longest goodbyes. He leaves in love, never really outside. Each smile a spark, each silence a sign that love lingers long in the yogi's goodbye. I'll see you in the stillness, I'll meet you in the breath. And somehow they feel him already in the space beyond death. For no parting is final when hearts intertwine. The yogi walks on, but his spirit still shines. It's the yogi's longest goodbyes. He fades with the dawn, but he's still in their eyes. Every tear glows, every soul sighs. Love never ends in the yogi's goodbye. Ooh. He turns to the wind, gives a wink to the sky, and whispers, see you in the silence. That's the yogi's longest goodbye. Left me in silence. Sissy. Left me in complete silence after that. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. Sissy, it was beautiful. Beyond beautiful. Touched me deeply. Hey, Easy. Hey, Ice. The talent, the love, the time, and the effort, the beauty of it, the fact that you gifted it to me, it means everything. Sissy, thank you so much. And it says, yes, absolutely beautiful, Yogi. And you know the opening line. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate the comment about the beard, as I'm having beard difficulties lately. Sorry about that, Green. Brandon says, bro, you look like a human. I'm from Spy Kids. That was pretty funny. I actually don't. I've never saw Spy Kids. Just the whole human film. Someone says, hello from New Zealand. Hello from New Zealand. Hello from the States. Zipper says, want to be trolls, listen up. Be funny or be gone. It's true. It's got to be an effort nowadays to be funny when everything has been said. You know, what do you say to a bald guy? Right? Can you imagine the pressure of a troll having to think of something original to come in and say? So they result to bald, 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 my eyes. Man, I do not envy. I would not want to be a troll because it just, what do? You know, you take notes, you go around the internet, all these clever things to say, only to realize everyone's already said them already 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times before. Hey, Maddie. Maddie, how are you? Maddie, how's the win? How's everything going for you now? Ellie says, hey, I'm sorry, Ellie. That's okay, Ellie. You're late enough for me to have my shoes on. I actually had to restart the live stream. I had some technical difficulties. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on. I'm going to have to eliminate that. Easy says, I'm fine, friend. Thank you. I'm glad to hear. Sissy says, because when we love someone, we pay attention. Those strike me as very, very important words. Thank you for that, Sissy. Hey, have you dropped your link yet, Easy? Maddie says, still windy, but not stormy winds. Is this keeping you from getting out and fishing? Brandon says, as a troll, I can confirm it's tiring. No, you have a choice. No one, I can't imagine anyone feeling good trolling. Like all addictions, and thinking is an addiction, like all addictions, we get this rush, we get this high, but it never fulfills us. So we have to keep doing it, but it always has diminishing returns. There's another way and a better way of navigating through the world. What if you just wanted to be kind? What if you wanted to leave a kind word for someone and just uplift them? That they carry that the rest of the day. I'm not a Hindu yogi, I'm a yogi. Yoga itself actually predates Hinduism. A yogi is really just someone who sincerely loves and practices yoga every day. And it's actually more of a shamanistic practice than a religious practice. The original yogis weren't, they didn't belong to any religion. They went outside, they sat under the stars, they listened to the universe, they heard the whisper of eternity, Om, all the other mantras. They recorded it in the Vedas. They watched animals and that which animated animals, how they moved, and how when they moved a certain way, they were energized or they became restful. And this became the yoga poses that we emulate, cultivating prana, the spirit, the energy, the essence that animates all life. Hey guys, I believe Kat she's well under 150 watch hours to get to 3K. If anyone could take the time to put up her playlist, and Kat, I mentioned before, really deserves to be monetized. She's created this wonderful place, a loving place. Everyone loves discovering Kat and then just spending time there. Every morning, early, before I'm even live. That's commitment, guys. And she even did it when she wasn't feeling well. Because she loves you guys and she wants to share in that love. She wants to give it and she wants to receive it, because in the end, giving and receiving is the same. Hey, from New Hampshire, my friend. Beautiful state. One of my all-time favorite states. New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. Ellie says, here I'm going to play her playlist. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate that. And then we'll just, then we dive back in and we keep helping other people as well. Thanks for guys who hung out while we sang last night. It was a lot of fun. Little okay. I hope everything is okay with Big Al. He came in and let us know that he couldn't come up. I know he was looking forward to it. He had some songs planned. Sissy says, hit shuffle and don't loop it. YouTube can detect that. Gotcha. I did not know that. Emmanuel says, very interesting. Very interesting though, processes you process. I like that. You want to go into a little bit of detail on that? Ellie says, I can't find Kat's channel. Hey, Ellie, if you go all the way up at the top of the chat, Kat was there hanging out. She's on her way to work. If you click on her name, her channel will come up. By the way, all the way up at the top as well, Final Destination had mentioned, listen to Osho. I like Osho. I've enjoyed his teaching. He's one of those wild, considered the crazy wisdom tradition. Someone who, very controversial. Some say he led a cult. And probably towards the end he did, but he was less involved. Some people think he might have been drugged, actually. But originally, what a great teacher. What, again, crazy wisdom, shaking things up. Sissy says, I fell asleep on the couch while listening in, and then my phone battery died. Hey, group, Acts 2:38. You want to put that down? You want to put the act down so we could read it? Emmanuel says, I like your outlook on life in general. Thank you, Emmanuel. It's an awesome name, by the way. I like to think that my outlook on life is just open and spacious, to varying degrees of success with it. I say that, open and spacious, and yet through the course of the day, I might find myself closed off and unallowing. We don't always. 2:15. It is 5:34 for me. We'll head out in a few minutes. You can have an awakening experience. You can have a life in which you feel you are consistently um, awakening. As my friend Robert Saltzman says, awakening never ends. But that doesn't mean that we still don't find ourselves. Let's take the hand, for example. Sometimes our hands are wide open, and we literally receive all that the universe can offer. Other times, we get angry, we get upset, we find that we've clenched our fist, unable to receive anything other than our own anger, our own internal state. All we have to do is remember, open the hand. One of my favorite meditations, I mention this often, and it works best in yoga. It's called Brahma Muhurta, the hours of God. It's a fluid time corresponding about an hour and a half or so before sunrise to about an hour or so after. It is when, and Squirrel will relate to this, it's when the veil is at its thinnest. You can literally touch two worlds at once, therefore making them one. Go outside and put your hands up and just see. Go outside, put your hands up and make a fist. You stop the universe from conversing with you. Close things off. Now go outside and open your hand. Hey, Miss Flipper. We are definitely out for tomorrow. Go outside, open your hands, and watch how the universe meets them. The sky, every star, the moon, planets, the galaxy itself rushes to meet your open hands. There's no point where the universe ends and your hands begin. There's no place where your hands leave off and the universe starts. Hey, Carl. Carl is live. You should be hanging out over there, Carl. Hey, my friend, how are you? It's been a bit, a week or so since we've seen you. Hinduism is born of evil? Not if you're Hindu. Seika says, I'm scrolling randomly. It's not a bother. What's this live about? We just talk. Nothing specific. I generally talk about yoga, meditation. We do some breath work. Talk about A Course in Miracles. The nature of forgiveness. The Course calls it true forgiveness. The reason why it's true forgiveness versus, obviously, false forgiveness is that false forgiveness is one of in which we offer conditions. It is making real that which never happened, which can be confusing. What do you mean it didn't happen? Of course this happened. This person did something to me. And on a level of form, of course they did. That's why it hurts. On the level of the formless in which true forgiveness takes place, nothing has occurred. Nothing has occurred. If you examine the moment, there can't be a single resentment within the present moment unless you're holding the thought of what happened previously, the past, which doesn't exist, which quantum physics shows us doesn't exist. So true forgiveness is a Zen experience of coming back to the present moment, repeatedly so, until it sticks. Now I see you back in your original innocence. Hey, JJ. I see you back in your original innocence. I says, Dav, because that's the way Uncle Yogi likes it. That's the way Uncle Yogi looks. Thank you, Ellie. No apologies. We is as we is. Or as Popeye said, I am as I am. I don't know why Popeye compared himself to a yam. Although, yams are very positive, not really vegetables. They're a tuber. Is a tuber a vegetable or is it its own thing? I don't know. However, to be compared to a yam is truly, truly a great compliment because they are one of the most nutritious of all plant-based foods. They actually, yam or sweet potato, the two separate things, just so you know, are actually double in fiber from a regular potato, containing vitamin A, containing all the good stuff that we need. Everyone should have one sweet potato today, and then come back later in the next live stream or the evening live stream and let me know how much better your day actually is. So that is the message that our friend Dav came in to offer us, to eat sweet potatoes. Dav, I appreciate that message. Uh, if you have a newsletter where you talk more about your nutritional philosophy, I would very much wish to subscribe to it, my friend. So thanks, guys. Sissy says, I think he may be assuming Yogi is sad. I'm a little bit sad. If so, then Dav was very insightful. Hey, Christian. I agree with Ellen. It's never something to joke about. You want to know the sad fact? So many of us, I actually did have cancer. I actually had skin cancer. The sad fact is that so many of us have been affected by cancer, if not us, someone that we love. And we have a very good chance that all of us will be affected. It really should be something that we just offer love for those who have been affected. Prayers. Ellie says I had skin cancer too. Not a fun experience. I was fortunate they did remove it, and it was just a day procedure. They even gave me the option. Randy said I also had cancer 3 occasions. My dad had prostate cancer, he had skin cancer, and he also had thyroid cancer. He got through it all. Hello, beautiful lady. Are you into Indians? I've never been called a beautiful lady before. I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before, Maddie. All of it's scary. But you know, our friend Elle is probably young, probably has not had anyone in his life yet experience that fear. And you know what? I pray that he doesn't. I pray that it never affects him or his family. Uh, but I do hope something sort of wakes him up to the suffering of others, that instead of taking things like that so lightly, that he can be a little more empathetic. Imagine if I really was in a stage of cancer, and the one thing that made me happy was going to a live stream to hang out with my friends, and someone's sole wish would be to come by and remind them uh, of their own suffering, and remind their friend of their suffering. This is why the Course says everyone is asking, every attack is an appeal for help or a cry for love. Can you imagine how when you suffer so deeply, you don't even realize that you're suffering, but you project it outwards in order to make other people feel bad? And you go through life with that sole objective of just wanting other people to feel bad, thinking that it's going to alleviate your own feelings a little bit, and it never does. So you keep going on and on and on. There's never that awakening moment until you get one, and it hits you like a brick to the forehead. Imagine that, waking up and thinking, man, I've been a complete dick my entire life. But you don't have to be. And you also don't have to be bound by the past actions that you've done. Now, there's going to be karmic repercussions to everything, but yoga shows you a path of alleviating your karma. And the same time, you help alleviate the karma of others, a life of service. That's the entirety of karma yoga, is I'm giving all of my service to the service of others so that I can escape my own karmic debt. Or we practice bhakti yoga, in which we devote ourselves to the love of God. And we find God everywhere. Again, that's the essence of namaste. The divinity, the light within you was the same divinity and light within me. And then there is the yoga of forgiveness. This is A Course in Miracles, and A Course in Miracles is yoga. Hey, my style. Miss Pippa says, gentleness as example is helpful. Yes. Miss Pippa says, fishbowl message for Eric and collective. Rejoice in what is but yours for the asking, and think not you need to make either means or end. Awesome. It's funny how we so often either ask for so little or we ask for nothing, then of course we get nothing. Gentleness as example is helpful. It is. Ali says, can you trolls chill out today and just be kind? Well, that's our message, Ellie. That's what we do. In the face of pettiness, and really that's all it is. It isn't even really mean. It's just petty. It's not clever enough to be mean. Empire says, have you read Bofo yet? I have not. Sorry. Whatever people get us, whatever people bring us, we are the ultimate. I'm going to head out in a minute, guys. We're the ultimate alchemist. We get to transform it. Whatever lead is delivered, we transform it into gold, the gold of our experience. We get to choose how we are. We get to choose how we think. We get to choose how we act. And we get to choose what we give back from others. Anything that we receive, we get to give back, but we give back love. We give back gentleness. We give back kindness. Do you know why? Because that's what we want to experience. If you're given back hatred for hatred, all you have is hatred, and it eats you up from within. It's a horrible way to go through life. You imagine having to wake up in the morning, and originally you have to wake up and remember who to choose to hate until it becomes effortless action. Now you just wake up and hate. And then you teach other people to hate. And then you have a world that just self-perpetuates in hatred. And sometimes you might get a little glimpse and you think, man, how did this come about? Came about because you thought it into existence. Gentleness and kindness pave the way. They sure do. Walter White says, soul, isn't that something that Americans do when it comes to pets? Sissy says, kindness, Yogi, we're touching on kindness in response to pettiness. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Sissy says, oh my goodness, it's the real Walter White. But didn't he pass away at the end? I started the whole series Breaking Bad. I didn't make it through the first episode. Not that it was bad. Just a certain point in life, you no longer want to value the de-evolution of someone. You want to see people lifted up and becoming who they truly are instead of the opposite. Sissy says, pretty sure he was a source of his own demise. Walter White is still alive. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope life is better for you. Zephyr says, Walter White, your channel has never been blocked or timed out. It's like that, WW. no death. It's all an illusion. Hey, I didn't know that. They never actually showed, so then maybe that will come back. I've never saw Better Call Saul either, although I like the actor. I can't remember his name. Bob Underdink, something like that. All right, I'm gonna go out and take a walk. I saw the beaver yesterday. Actually, some nice shots. Pretty happy about that. I also saw a fox. Unfortunately, the fox, it was dark, but I did manage to capture the shadow. Unfortunately, fortunately, it was tugging on a deer carcass. The deer was hit by a car. That's the unfortunate thing. The good thing is that um, the fox had something to eat, right? Truly the circle of life. And I also heard an owl, but I couldn't track it down. You guys, as you guys know, the Triple Crowned in one setting, in one morning walk, and it has to be recorded to see an owl, to see a fox, and to see the beaver. Yesterday was the double, not the triple, but I was so close to the triple. Manny says, take care, Miss Yogi. Manny, thanks for hanging out with me. Much appreciated, my friend. Sissy drops a link. If anyone would like to hear more about love, this premiere begins soon. I'm bringing it up. Thank you, Sissy. Walter White is a victim of injustice. Aren't we all, my friend? Hey, Andrew. I never knew what happiness was until I got married, and then it was too late. That was funny. I don't know why that was funny, but it was funny. Ali says, love you, Uncle Yogi. Hope you have an amazing walk. Thank you, Ali. I hope you have a great day. We'll be back. Hey, Praveen. No, I never, like I said, I never watched it past the first. Bob Undernick, Mr. Nobody. Did you see the sequel? Agape Omni, love to all and to you as well. Guys, I gotta head out. I love you. I'll see y'all later. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But hey, I am not sideways anymore. It's touch and go there for a bit, Jace. It was touch and go. For a little while, I was thinking, man, is this my life now? Am I going to live my life? Am I fated to live my life sideways? You know, we make by. We get do with what we have. That was a great lesson from my father. You take what life gives you, you make the best of it. But life sideways, it's asking for a lot. But hey, if that is what God wants, if that's what the Holy Spirit brought me to, a sideways life, then just a yogi being sideways would be my new channel. Sissy said, no worries, Yogi. Make the most of what we got and show gratitude. Yes. Have a great Sunday too, Jace. We'll be on the lookout for you. Gratitude for an awesome life. Thank you, Sissy. Next time, just turn the phone. Well, where were you with that valuable technical advice half an hour ago, Jace? Next time, just turn the phone. You make it sound so easy, but I got to reach all the way over there. Imagine if you told that to a T-Rex with those little tiny arms. Just turn the phone and like the phone's all the way over there. What am I supposed to do? This is why the T-Rex are extinct, because they had those little tiny arms. Someone like Jace came in their live stream and said, just turn the phone. Through that effort, that attempt, they perished. It was just too much for them. Words have consequences, Jace. Don't believe me? Ask the T-Rex. Hey, Mark. Thank you for the good day. Wish you have a good day too, my friend. All right. My apologies to the T-Rex. Love you too, Praveen. Jace is laughing. You know how I know Jace has an awesome sense of humor? He's one of 3 people in the entire universe that actually laughs at my jokes. Praveen says, nice watch, sir. Oh, thanks, yeah. It's a Garmin sports watch. Not one of the best. I do have several that are really good back in my running days, uh, but I don't really. I need them right now. Then he says, apologies, Miss Yogi, for hiding Pond Life. Hey, Maddie, I always appreciate what you do. I will never question. Man, I never want to question any mod that just wants the best for me and my channel, and for those that come in. So thank you. Sissy says, I like T-Rex jokes. All right, here's one for you. Top of my head, knock, knock. Family Guys have funny clips about the T-Rex. Poor T-Rexes. Sissy says, who's there? Now I got to think of a joke. The plan was to hit the goodbye button before the punchline came up. Sissy says, who's there? T-Rex. We'll see if we get a T-Rex who. Manny says, you're a brother, and disrespecting you is disrespecting us as a community. Thank you for saying that. So, hey, Nero. In the latest Jurassic Park movie, the biggest dino was a D-Rex. I never heard of a D-Rex before. I told a T-Rex joke, but it flopped. Read your message. What do you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he's do you think he saw us Rex? He had short arms. Do you think he saw us Rex? That was funny. Good morning, Nero. I hope you do try it out, Nero. I'd love to talk more about yoga with you. Guys, I gotta go. It's almost 6 o'clock. The sun will be up in about an hour. It comes up later now. All the way up until the solstice when things flip around. Gotcha, Praveen. Sissy says T-Rex can box his way out of a paper bag. Probably not. Nero says, farewell, everyone. Take care, guys. All right, I'm going to go. Love you. Thanks again, guys. Much appreciated.